Hello, hello.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing today? Awesome. We have some really fun things planned. So I hope you guys are excited, just as excited as we are. So my name is Rebecca Bertoldi. I'm a digital marketer, and this is Tara Braatz.
Hi, Tara Braatz. I'm an interior designer for residential commercial.
Yeah. Okay, shall we start with our mugs?
Sure.
All right, so mine is from a little farm in Griswold, Connecticut, and it says, I never get this right. It says, I snuggle goats because I'm awesome. I do love goats, baby goats.
Here's mine.
Very cool, very cool. Yours looks like a magazine cover.
It does.
Yeah.
It says, give gifts that surprise and delight.
Nice. Okay. So, how was your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was busy, but it was good.
Very nice. I got to go to our friend Tanya's wedding.
Nice.
And it was such a great time, and she did an amazing job with like all her choices. Mm-hmm. It was a very pretty setup. It was all like fall themed, so definitely after my own heart there.
Mm-hmm. It looked beautiful. I saw all the pictures.
Yeah. So I wanted to actually share. I got permission from Tanya to share her Tanya's dress. And Tanya got, she has a beautiful white wedding dress, and it had a lot of flower, I don't want to say print because it wasn't print. It was like a design in the fabric itself. And she worked with Alicia from Polka Dots to, get the dress together for her. But Alicia had some great ideas, and I thought it was so creative what they did. So let me share this on the screen.
Definitely.
Yeah. Which, Kyle and I went, and we were feeling more excited about our own wedding. Like when you're in the presence of so much love.
It's true.
Yeah. So you're just, and sorry, Tanya, we're stealing a couple ideas. So I really loved her like Frank Sinatra playlist that she had during the dinner.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to do something similar. Yeah. I have been listening to endless amounts of love songs to try to create a playlist. So the way we're doing it, we're going to be getting married on the family house's roof. So I figured we can have some, kind of the songs that I'm going through now, like the regular kind of love songs playing. I'm trying to find ones that aren't so like slow. Mm-hmm. And not so old-fashioned. Some of them, like the old-fashioned ones, are okay, but I feel like we're doing such a modern wedding that it doesn't fit. So I've been finding other versions of songs that are a little more modern.
Nice.
And then while we have, after the ceremony, we're going to have a great cupcake table or dessert table, and we can play Sinatra then.
I like that.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be really fun. And you guys, Tara is doing, my decorations for the, it's called the Widow's Walk on top of the roof, and then for the dessert table. And she invited me over yesterday to take a look at some of her ideas, and I had to make her say it all again in a video so you guys could see. So let me share that with you right now. Give me one moment. Okay. I hope you guys can hear this.
Hi, my name is Tara Braatz. I'm an interior designer. My business is Tara Braatz Interior Design. And the reason why I'm here today is to show you this this little setup for Rebecca's wedding that we're going to be doing 27th, 28th, and 29th, which is a wonderful weekend in Black Island. It's to be super exciting. And she has asked me to be a part of it, which is super special to me. So I just want to show you what, just a little tidbit of what we're doing for that. So basically, I'm going to show you the table set up for like the dessert serving area, for her cake and stuff like that. So if you have a cake stand that is like this, and you want to do highs and lows of a cake or a dessert display, you just can stack them. So what I mean by that is this will be our base, and we'll take this one and put it on top of this, just like that. And I'll move it over just a little bit more so you can see. But first of all, I have made this wreath, and I'm going to tuck it over here, tuck this inside. Like so. And then, so that's giving you height and stacking. So then her cake will be here. And in here, you can, put pumpkins, maybe another pumpkin over here, right? And then if you turn it a little bit, you have some pumpkins such as like this, and you can tuck in. And then if you have a votive candle, you can always tuck that right in there too. So that will give you the shimmer with a candle. So again, it's all stacking, layering. And then once the cake is on, you can always start pulling things out and making it look like it's just not sitting separate in there. So that's kind of how that will look for her cake. And then over here is a cupcake station, where we're going to have this and all the cupcakes on here and cookies. And then, you can always add, here's some flowers here that I have already kind of set aside. So you can layer them and just have them coming over like this. So all the cupcakes will sit inside in cookies display. And then once the cupcakes are in there, you can layer it with different types of flowers for the fall. But this is definitely a fall wedding, so she has explained to me that it's important that it has that fall vibe. So thank you for being with us on this short little staging of the dessert display, and we will see you again soon. Take care.
Okay, so what did you guys think of that? I absolutely loved it. And I don't know, like when I watch you put things together, I'm always just, you can see your wheel spinning in your head.
I know, I do get a little quiet. I'm quiet to begin with, but I am quiet when I'm working.
But I just love, I don't know, I really enjoy watching you put your vision and make it come to life, like to have that.
Yeah.
And like, when you were showing us how to put some of those greens underneath the cupcakes, like I would have never thought of that. It would have just been cupcakes,
Right.
And I think that's, one of those things that really brings it to the next level.
Right.
Like you're bringing anything I would have ever created to like 10 levels higher.
Oh, well, thank you. But it's all in stacking. You don't want just to have a dish with a cupcake sitting in it. You want to ground them so that they're together. And if there's any space, you can fill that. It's okay to. And obviously, if you need some help, I'm always here to help in any project you have. But I enjoy it. I really do. It's just been a part of me, probably. It's funny because I was going through some things for you yesterday, and then we met. And, my mom had a couple of things packed up for me, and I came across, and I should bring it next time, this dish. It was a plastic dish, and it had a bunny rabbit on it and clouds with rainbow.
Okay.
But it was from nursery school.
Oh, wow.
And I drew it on a plate. And but when I looked at it, I thought, wow, who would have thought I would be where I'm at today with design? So it all started way back then. And I do remember the nursery room layout. Yep. I could probably draw it right now. I knew where the sandbox was. But yeah, but getting back to all that, it's just being so creative, and it just never stops. It's always part of me.
And just really quick on looking back, like there was this, we were doing something in school where we were playing with pottery, and we'd have to make something, and they had a kiln for us.
Yeah.
And I made my mother a cookie jar, and it's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life, and she still like has it out on display.
Does.
And it was like a squirrel on top, which I think is so funny now because she fights squirrels all the time with her bird feeders. But it was something like I needed the squirrel tail to be able to lift the lid.
That's pretty neat.
So if it was, and then it was like 1,000 colors and different, like they were like, play with these different patterns, on the thing. And I played with a lot of patterns. So it's so ugly. But even from a young age with myself, there was always a creative part of me, whether it looked good or not back then.
Right.
It's still creative.
Right. My parents always had me in art school from the minute I could draw.
Oh, nice.
So I'll never forget this one Christmas. I had a really nice childhood. I'm very blessed. But we had boxes out, and I had markers, and I was drawing on the cardboard box.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my dad sitting there watching. He says, to my mom, she can draw.
Mm-hmm.
And before you knew it, I was in art school.
Yeah, I mean, your talent needed to be nurtured like that.
Yeah. So I'm very grateful to my parents for, noticing and guiding me down that path of art. They may not have been doing this now. So, you just never know what your journey is going to hold. And
absolutely.
Your pathway. So
my grandfather would take, like after they would get pizza, he would save the pizza boxes, and he would use those to make stencils.
Oh.
And now we grew up in New York, so there was a whole lot of pizza happening. So, and then especially like when I would come on, maybe a weekend or something like that, they would make sure we got pizza, and I would go down with him to see how he was going to use the boxes. So my grandfather actually made all of his own Christmas decorations. So a lot of it was like one-dimensional things that you would stick into the ground, like snowmen and things like that, and a Santa Claus. But then he also made a full-on sled and all the deer. So,
really?
Yeah, like I'll find some pictures. There's actually a scene in a movie. I want to say it was, I don't remember what the movie was. I don't want to misspeak. But there was a scene in the movie where she was frantically looking for her kid. Mm-hmm. And she was driving down my grandparents' road in Ossining, New York. And you can see all of the Christmas decorations outside for a split second in the movie. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty
So
nice.
if I can't find photos, I at least know I can go get that. But the sled was, as kids, we were able to sit in the sled. And we would take pictures and stuff like that.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so he was super creative, and he liked to do a lot of woodworking. Mm-hmm. So he would make his stencil out of the pizza box, and then he would bring it to the wood bench. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm super excited about what you're going to put together.
I am too.
And I trust Tara 1,000% with whatever she's going to come up with. So I'm trying not to give her any real limitations. Like there's a couple things that I think you asked that I was like, nah, I'll pass on that. But I know that when she gets her free reign to just kind of do what she is thinking, then it's all going to come out amazing. So I'm super excited about that. Joy, I hope you're watching, and I hope you
Hi, Joy.
You got to see that preview. I wouldn't show my maid of honor, Joy, the pictures I took of the setup because I wanted her to watch the video today. So I think it's going to be just so much fun.
I do too.
Yeah.
I'm really excited and looking forward to it.
Yeah. So what do you got going on this week?
Well, today I'm headed to the Big E with my daughter. So that's
Tell
exciting.
people about the Big E that don't know.
So the Big E is a pretty big fair. It's located in New England, in Massachusetts. Agriculture, they have horses and livestock. They also have carnival side for the kids and rides, food, and then they have the state buildings all in New England, which is pretty nice to go and view. Have you been?
I have never been there.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
It's definitely something to see. Wear comfortable shoes. Bring your patients. There's a lot to look at, a lot to view.
Yeah.
Shopping. There's just a lot to do, and it's pretty big. They have a stage, so there's bands that come, but it's the biggest fair around New England.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Kyle actually sent me a preview for it, saying he wanted to go this year, so I think we're going to try it out this year. I think it goes for a couple weeks or a while, right?
I want to say 2 weeks, but it's definitely something to check out.
We'll make our way up there. So we have family coming in from all different areas soon. Mm-hmm. And we were like, what do we feed them? So we have a few people that are going to be here Thursday night before we're going out to the island Friday. So we're like, what do we feed them?
Yeah.
So first we were like, okay, well, they miss, like Kyle makes this great steak, and I know his friends miss that. But then I'm also like, we don't want to have to cook a lot the night before either.
True.
Then there's going to be left a lot of dishes. And then they're going to be there, like I didn't want to have that. Mm-hmm. But then all of these people aren't, they don't come out here for pizza a lot. So I was like, what about pizza?
Oh.
Because, we have, our pizza's way better than California's pizza.
Well, you have Pepe's Pizza, right?
We were thinking of maybe Brick and Basil, because they have a really great Thai pizza.
I don't know if I've ever been.
Oh, you need to go.
I heard Sally's Pizza is good too.
Yes. That's a little far than where we want to go. Mm-hmm. We can have Brick and Basil delivered. So
where is Brick and Basil?
Norwich.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's they do these fun little kind of personal pizzas.
Oh.
But they have a Thai pizza that is so freaking good.
Really?
Oh, so good. Yeah.
Yeah. I know La Stella makes good pizza too.
Yes, they do.
You can go in there and get a slice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good.
I know you don't have a whole lot of by the slice things anymore. I feel like we definitely grew up with that. Down the road from where I grew up, once we kind of settled in Carmel, New York, there was a pizza place down the road that we as kids would walk down there and hang out. It was right on the lake. Mm-hmm. Nothing too fancy, but it was, it was easy. And we'd go grab some slices and go sit on the beach and eat some pizza and do things we weren't supposed to. And they eventually got shut down, like by the Board of Health. But, so we had no idea what we were eating, but it's still one of those memories that we grew up with that, and it was always right there. Mm-hmm. It's called the Villa. So yeah. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun going to the Big E.
Yeah, so that will happen today. But after that, back at Palomar again. Mm-hmm. We finally found some fabric, so we'll have the chairs reupholstered. And then, a lot's going on. A lot of moving parts there. It's coming to an end, which is kind of sad. But I've enjoyed it. I really have. I'm
sure he'll have another project soon.
Maybe the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then working on living room design and bedroom design this week.
Okay.
Bar mitzvah's coming up.
Ah.
That's going to be a lot of moving parts. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to collect my mushrooms and my tree stumps, and it's a Hobbit theme.
I was going to say, I wasn't immediately relating bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah to mushrooms and tree stumps, but now that makes a lot more sense.
Right. So it's basically any theme that they, come up with, I can provide for them. So it'll be fun. It's going to be a lot, though.
Yeah. And
a lot of building on site, so I won't have anything prepared for that. So I have to move pretty fast.
Nice.
Once I get in there. Hopefully I can get in there the night before and live there until the next day.
The things you do for your brides and your clients.
Yes. What's your week like?
Oh, it's a bit crazy. Since I'm going to be off of work after the wedding for about a week, I'm trying to catch up on everything right now and get maybe even a little ahead, so that when I do go, it's not, because I don't know if you guys notice this, like when you go on vacation as someone that works for themselves, when you come back, it's like so much there. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm getting everybody set. So it's going to be a lot of computer time this week. I've blocked off a lot of my meeting time. Like all my meetings now are going to after the wedding.
Yeah.
And
It's a lot.
it is. But it's, closing out a bunch of projects, get a little bit more wedding money in, and trying to not overwhelm myself, which I do very easily. And then just getting things together.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. I have a busy week at Mohegan as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that will keep me busy in the evenings. Some good shows coming up. Basketball is always fun.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We have a game Tuesday night.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big basketball person.
No,
more baseball.
Okay.
And I've been slacking there too. So
I enjoy all sports.
Yeah.
I played softball in high school.
Same.
Yeah.
I was always, like I'm a Yankees fan, and everyone always says, "Oh, it's easy to be a Yankees fan," which maybe, but I used to go there with my grandmother, and she would take us to games, and
That's important.
Yeah, like it was always a lot of fun with her. So yeah, and then we would find. I used to have a contact that would have season tickets, so we could always get tickets, but he had to give them up a few years ago.
I would always watch with my grandfather, the Yankees.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want to take Kyle to a Yankee game. He's an A's fan. I'll try to wipe the look off my face when I say that. But, I went and I supported him at A's games and went and enjoyed the sport. And now I want him to go to Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, so you can see it.
That and he always says oh, the A's crowds get rowdy. And I'm like, you're going to think there's a terrorist attack at Yankee Stadium. I said, they get loud in there.
It's all good. It's all good times,
I love it. I mean, I always would say, because I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, and I would always say that Yankee Stadium is my favorite dirty place. So it's and there's parts of the old stadium that I miss. Like there was when you would go through it was a little tunnel to get out from the concession stands to go out to the field area. And it would that tunnel would almost make it so that it was when you came out of the field there. And they got rid of that with the new stadium. But the new stadium, at least wherever you are in the stadium, you can see what's going on. So that was a good thing. But I miss it. I haven't been there in, oh man, it's got to be 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Because I don't think I've gone since before I moved out to California. So we're now at about 10 years for when I left there. So crazy.
Yeah.
Time flies, man.
It sure does. Talking about time flies, it's my son's birthday today. So I have to wish Foster a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
He's turning 26.
I remember 26.
I do too.
Yeah. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and she called me a millennial. I kind of got offended. I was like, I said, I am right on the cusp of the Gen X. I said, and I definitely identify as a Gen Xer versus millennial. And Kyle is definitely a millennial. There's things that, I don't know what the hell he's saying half the time.
There is some sort of disconnect.
There is such a disconnect.
I didn't realize that. And then, when you have that conversation, you think, what are they saying? Yeah, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things that we're 5 years apart, but I can definitely see, he watched different shows growing up because he was just in the next thing. You know what I mean? He wasn't on MTV as much as I was all the time, and there was different Nickelodeon. He watched a different generation of Nickelodeon people.
Right. I watched the Smurfs, but I'm probably telling you my age.
Smurfs. They were so great.
I know. Every Saturday morning, cartoons.
Yeah.
Cartoons.
Saturday morning cartoons are the best.
Yeah. Sleeping bags. Did you have a sleeping bag? They were big when I was little. Everybody had a bag, so we always went from house to house, as friends. But mine were the Smurfs.
Oh, see, I had one for Girl Scouts.
Okay.
I think it was like a plain black sleeping bag. That sounds totally like me. And then, like, I don't know, probably a plaid on the inside. But
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I never really liked camping, so I didn't use it much.
No, we didn't go camping. We weren't into all that. But
yeah,
but I was really close with my neighbors next door.
Oh, okay.
They're still part of my life today. And the godmothers of my children. So, I had such a fabulous upbringing on the hill that I grew up on with my neighbors next door. But so we would all have sleeping bags. It was fun.
Nice.
Some good times, some good memories.
Nice.
Yeah.
When we lived with my grandmother for a while before we went and we bounced around a bit before we landed in Carmel, and at my grandmother's, like, she had tons of space, but there was no, like, she was kind of like up on the hill by herself, so there was no like real neighbors around for me to invite over.
Yeah.
But then when we moved to Carmel, I had neighbors and I made friends with them.
See, that's neat.
And so I would always, my friend Kim, I always slept at her house the most.
Yeah.
She was 2 houses down. And for the life of me, I'm trying to think, like, where did I sleep? I know it wasn't in a sleeping bag, but I don't remember. I just remember, like, in the morning to go home and get ready for school. And, like, walking outside and my eyes would be nice.
Yeah, we're in the country with all the cows.
Yeah.
So, but fun times.
Yeah. It was, we always just used to, like, walk around the neighborhood and then down by because we lived up the hill from Lake Carmel, and we would walk around the lake. We had friends around the lake, and then we had their friends up the hill.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I used to walk a lot.
We had a lot of kids on the hill. We played kickball games at night and go from house to house. It was nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I grew up with the Spielmans and the Ocasos on the hill. We had some really good times.
Nice. See? There's some things to do. You just have to look for them. All right. So let's see. Anything else you want to talk about this week?
I don't know.
I'm still thinking about my dessert table, so. I know it's going to be gorgeous, and I think the best thing about all of it is I know I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no.
Because I know it's in the most capable hands, so.
I will take care of it.
It's, when you're getting married or planning any kind of event, there's a lot of details that come up and it gets stressful. But when you can have, like, with the bridal lunch, I knew Joy had it. Like, I delegated to Joy, and I knew she was going to handle it. So I didn't have to worry about any of it.
Right.
Same with you. I know I don't have to worry about any of that.
No.
And I know it's going to be amazing.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for tuning in this week.
Absolutely.
Next week, we're going to dive into some of Tara's staging photos so you can get some ideas for your homes and how you can set things up to make it look like a magazine, because I think that's all we all look through magazines and we're like, oh, I want that, and how do we achieve that? And she's going to give us some tips on that. And I'm going to share some of the ideas I have for the wedding and how we're making it accessible for people who can't join us out on the island, because we have a very small group of people able to go up there. So I'll show you what we're doing there.
Yeah, that would be fun to do.
Yeah.
Again, we're always looking for small businesses to come on the show, come visit your space. So if you're interested, we would love to have you.
Yeah, especially as it gets colder, because we're going to be out here freezing our butts off.
Coats.
Yeah.
But you can always come to my house. So
yes.
It was nice to have you in my house.
Yeah.
Yesterday. So yeah.
Tara's house is always changing, and it's It's almost like when you go into a store and they keep like moving their stuff around and you're like, okay, I got to see everything.
It can be overwhelming for me.
I bet it's overwhelming for you, but I always like, I don't know. Like I, it's like going into a home decor store. So I'm good.
All right.
All right,
well,
everybody.
Again, thank you. Have a wonderful week.
Yes.
Be safe out there.
And we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.